Hey guys, good afternoon and happy Tuesday. I'm meteorologist Christine Gormley, and we're going to recap our Monday 3-star map from yesterday. We did have some pretty good size hail fall in Odessa, Texas yesterday, and we will have another round today in West Texas, so I'll definitely get into those details here in just a minute. And Colorado joins in tomorrow along with West Texas again for part 3 tomorrow for some hail and winds possible tonight and tomorrow. But we are on tour. Derek will be speaking at Raymond James Stadium June 7th, 2023 here in the next couple of weeks in Tampa, Florida. So if you're around that area, come out and see him. So he will be one of the speakers there, and that should be pretty fun. So here's our 3-star map from yesterday. So these are different swaths that were done yesterday around Lubbock, but the 3-star area that really did some damage was in Odessa, here in West Odessa, and Wellington, Texas. Max size was about 2.5 inches, and homes impacted was about 76,000 homes yesterday in that area. So right now we do have some rain around the area, especially here in Oklahoma and in Alabama. And yeah, so we got some heavy rain moving across Highway 20 there, but yeah, it looks pretty stationary right now. It's not really going anywhere anytime soon, so expect that rain there to stay for a little bit. And here we got some rain just in Oklahoma City. Nothing severe going on right now. We do have some rain in Idaho and moving up towards Montana. That's kind of weakening and not a big issue. And then we've got some stronger thunderstorms possible out near parts of the panhandle of Florida. And Florida and Texas are going to be our 2 main areas today to look out for. And so yeah, those right now there's already some moisture, and right now the temperature is getting high in Dallas, about 80 degrees over there, 85 in Houston. So temperatures are already starting to warm up, 84 degrees down in Florida, 60s and 70s across the country. Everywhere else a little cooler in the northwest. But here's what we're looking at as far as big picture. Big picture right now, jet stream is way far up in the north, but that doesn't mean we're not going to get severe storms. We're still getting severe storms today in Texas, and that is because we have that little kink in the jet stream, I guess I can say, and little short wave right there that will just cause some, it'll be windier aloft, so we'll have 20 to 25, maybe even 30 knot winds aloft from that, and that will be part of the reason why we get severe storms today. But so pretty much from here on out, if anything, we do get severe storms today and tomorrow. It'll be on a much smaller scale than a bigger scale event. And this is what our dew points are looking like this afternoon and this evening when storms are supposed to fire up in West Texas. You can see we have this dry line here positioned out west. This is where I think we have the highest chance to see large hail in Lubbock and Amarillo area, and even down in Abilene over here. And that moisture is just going to keep streaming in from the south. We do have a strong southwesterly wind, or southeasterly wind today, and it will start moving off to the northwest, and we'll drive that moisture up, and that will be fuel for our storms this evening and tonight. And of course, instability is very high. We will be pretty hot today in Texas, in these areas where we will see the highest chance for severe storms in this area and a little further out east today. And that is where that instability is. You can see there's instability down in Florida too. It's pretty hot and muggy down there, as always, being in Florida. But here's what we're looking at as future radar for this afternoon. Storms, I think, will initiate between 5 and 7 o'clock this evening out west, and they'll move east along that dry line. And this is the time where we will have the highest chance for isolated supercells, highest chance for large hail in this area. If these storms can remain isolated and not turn into a band of thunderstorms moving east, then I do think that Lubbock can see some hail this afternoon and this evening, but there is some uncertainty to that. There's other models out there that show more of an isolated feature right here instead of it being in kind of a squall line here, and also shows isolated thunderstorms and maybe even some supercells going through Amarillo this evening and later this afternoon and this evening. And I think in this area that will pose a great threat for large hail. And we'll get into the size of that here in a couple of minutes. And as the night progresses, all those storms are going to start banding into one big line of storms. We call an MCS, a mesoscale convective system, and that's going to start moving off into the east, and damaging wind will be the primary threat with that. And also the low-level jet is going to ramp up this evening, and that's when tornadoes are possible. A few spin-ups are possible, but the tornado threat is fairly low this evening and tonight in Texas. This is what we're looking at for Florida today, some isolated thunderstorms around this area, but there is a chance that any hail that does form aloft will melt before it reaches the ground. Lapse rates don't look too impressive down in Florida today like they do in Texas, so there is a low risk for maybe half-dollar size hail, quarter to nickel, half-dollar size hail this evening in some areas, and I think the highest chance will be southeast of Tampa and south of Orlando, Florida, for this evening and this afternoon. There is also some thunderstorms possible in parts of Idaho, moving up to Highway 86, moving north, crossing Highway 80 up to Highway 86 in Nevada and Idaho. But I think that's just a wind threat today. There's not a ton of instability or high lapse rates today in that area, so I think you'll just have some damaging winds possible in some isolated locations, but hail is definitely not a huge risk for up there. Now look, this is our hail model for Texas, and yeah, so you can see before it was very yellow and red in this area, and there will be some chances for some isolated hail activity down south near San Angelo, and even possible Odessa again today. This is what our hail swaths look like for today. I'm thinking that it'll be between 2 and 3 inches max for the red area in Lubbock, Amarillo, even down in Abilene. It really just depends on how long these storms can stay isolated. If these storms can stay isolated for longer, then it has a higher chance of creating some large hail and damaging winds with that. And like I said, there is some uncertainty with that, but we'll have to see how this goes. But it is a possibility, and it is something to be prepared for in this area. Damage is possible along the red and orange area, and this will start to dissipate as it goes south and southeast as the night progresses. It will start to be more of a wind threat as it moves southeast. And this is what we're looking at for Florida. Like I said, chances for hail is not that great in Florida today, but it is still there. We still could get some hailstones to fall in Florida, specifically south of Orlando and southeast of Tampa. Now here's what we're looking at for hail size in the Lubbock area. I'm going to say between 5 and 7 p.m. is when those storms are supposed to move off into the east, into Lubbock and Amarillo along that dry line as in West Texas. So I do think that the max hail size is about 2.5 to 3 inches. I don't think we're going to get between 2 and 3 inches is the max hail size. Okay, and that is the highest. And then there is a moderate chance that you'll see at least an inch in diameter of hail, and a lower end threat for above 1.75 inches of hail. But like I said, there is some uncertainty with the mode of storms. If the mode of these storms can be isolated for longer, then we'll have more of a chance for that 2.5 inch to 3 inch hail this evening. Same for Amarillo. 2.5 to 3 inches is possible. That is the highest that I'm thinking that we're going to get this afternoon. And it's more possible that we'll get between 1 and 2 inches for this evening. Now, wind will be a threat this evening as these storms push off to the east. Like I said, they will start to be more of a wind threat as they move off to the east this evening here in Texas. But I would say that Lubbock and Abilene have a moderate chance for high winds if any of these storms can move through. And here we have low and moderate risk for wind in Florida and a low risk for some wind up in the northeast, or northwest, I should say. But tornado risk is low today, but it's not zero. Once that low-level jet really starts to ramp up this evening after 7 p.m., I think that's when we have the highest chance to see maybe some spin-ups near Abilene and maybe even some places around Lubbock and the Amarillo area. But tomorrow we also have a chance for some severe storms in the Lubbock and Amarillo area in the panhandle of Texas. This is what that looks like on future radar. This is one situation that could happen, one scenario. It will be a later event, about 7, 8, 9 o'clock tomorrow afternoon as of right now, but you'll have to stay tuned to see what more of those details unfold tomorrow going into Wednesday, because we will definitely have more details. But right now we are at a 1 inch to 1.25 inch, and that's a low threat for Amarillo and Lubbock right now. But that is definitely that could change between now and tomorrow, so stay tuned. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. We're on all the social media platforms. Contact us at 855-334-4245 or email us at info@hailtrace.com. And our website is hailtrace.com. And definitely, if you want to purchase our 3-star map from yesterday, go to our website, check that out. And yeah, but we will see you guys later.